him inciting an insurrection on the Capitol, that really upset the elite class. So now they're going to bite back.
Keep it 100, I be feeling like Campbell soup over white rice, baked chicken with the skin on, yeah, Lowry's with black pepper, I'm fully seasoned with laughter.
So this is pretty big news. Donald Trump's organization has been indicted. So this is from the New York Times. What we know about the Trump's organization indictments. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office on Thursday announced criminal charges against Donald J. Trump's family business, the Trump Organization, as well as its chief financial officer, Alan H. Weisselberg. The indictment, which marks a major turning point in the long-running investigation by the district attorney, Cyrus R. Vance Jr., centered on the failure to pay taxes on a variety of valuable perks that Weisselberg and other executives received from the Trump Organization. The indictment accused the Trump Organization and Mr. Weisselberg of engaging in a 15-year scheme started in 2005 to help executives evade taxes by compensating them with perks and bonuses that were kept off the books. The company also dodged some taxes it would have owed, the indictment said. The indictment called Mr. Weisselberg one of the largest beneficiaries of the scheme and said that he received about $1.76 million in indirect and hidden compensation, allowing him to evade hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes at every level of government. It said that he had improperly received a total of $133,000 in federal and state refund as well. Was Mr. Trump charged? No. Although Mr. Trump is entwined with the Trump Organization, the real estate company that bears his name, the indictment did not accuse him of wrongdoing, and no employee other than Mr. Weisselberg was charged. But the investigation is continuing, and it now appears to be focused squarely on Mr. Trump as well as other company executives. Prosecutors and a team of outside forensic auditors and experts are continuing to comb through millions of pages of Mr. Trump's personal and corporate tax returns, as well as the underlying record of documents. In particular, the prosecutors have been investigating whether Mr. Trump and the Trump Organization manipulated the value of the company's real estate holdings to obtain loans and tax benefits, among other potential financial crimes. So the article also goes on to explain that the children were not indicted. So this is pretty big news overall because Alan Weisselberg is Trump's chief financial officer for the Trump Organization. For a decade and a half, the Trump Organization helped executives evade taxes and they themselves dodged taxes. Weisselberg himself was a massive beneficiary in receiving over $1.76 million in indirect and hidden compensation. He was able to receive $133,000 in federal and state taxes refund through those illegal schemes. Although Trump wasn't indicted in this is huge because there's no way that Trump wasn't involved in this in any way, as well as his children. So Weisselberg will face serious jail time, or prison time rather. He will likely receive a deal that reduces his potential prison time if he cooperates with investigators and tell everything that he knows about Trump and exactly what Trump is involved in. Also, this investigation is separate from investigation that's ongoing in New York that is specifically dealing with Donald Trump's own personal corruption, money laundering, and tax evasion. So Donald Trump, he's in pretty big trouble. A few months ago, I did a story about how the state of New York would come hard after Donald Trump. Not because he's corrupt, because 99.8274% of politicians are corrupt. Not because he's racist, because 87.12% of politicians are racist. But the reason that they're coming after him hard is because of the insurrection on January 6th. that he incited. He put the rich in danger, the elite in danger. They don't care about the poor, the peasants. They don't really care about them whatsoever. Because Donald Trump, with his incitement that day, him inciting an insurrection on the Capitol, that really upset the elite class. So now they're going to bite back. So the final thing I'm going to talk about here is Cyrus Vance. He's the Manhattan District Attorney. He is a 3-term Democrat who is not seeking re-election. That may or may not be significant, but I'll touch on that a bit later. So he in the past, he has a history of not indicting the rich, not holding the rich and powerful to account. And he has a long time legacy of not doing so. So there's a chance that he may do absolutely nothing. However, he was able to win 2 court cases. 2 court cases in the battle to attain Donald Trump's tax return. So he may actually do something this time. And that's because he doesn't normally go after the rich like how he's going after Trump right now. And the point about him not trying to be re-elected, him not running for another term, because typically what we see is during the Trump era, the Republicans, when they decided to go against Trump or challenge Trump in any way, it was only when they were not going to run for re-election. An example of that is Mitt Romney. He pretended to be, people thought he was at least half decent. He was morally a good Republican, even though he is terrible, because he went after Donald Trump. But if you notice, he only went after Donald Trump once he said he's not running for re-election. So Republicans only went after Trump that were not seeking re-election. So I'm not exactly sure what that means for a Democrat, because Manhattan votes blue. A Democrat's going to win that seat no matter what. So he may be looking at this as, I'm not running for re-election, so I'm going to go after Trump, because he could possibly think he could lose Manhattan, which doesn't make sense to me at all. But that could possibly be his logic. Or it could be the exact opposite. He may be doing the exact thing that he's always done, and he may not go after Trump at all. And he's not going to seek re-election because he doesn't want to suffer a loss after he doesn't go after Trump, because that would piss everyone off. You know, he's guaranteed to lose if he does not go after Trump and he just lets him off the hook. So that's why he may not be running for re-election. So we'll see what happens. I do not know what he's going to do for sure. And no one really knows except him. So we're going to find out. And once that information becomes available, I'm going to report it. I'm going to let you know exactly what's going on. So I'm sorry to leave you on, so I'm sorry to end this video on speculation, but that's all information I have for today. But like I said, when more information comes out, I'll be reporting on it. So you want to see that? Like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications when I post videos in the future, because YouTube will not share my videos unless you do so. But I gotta leave you with one more thing before the video is over, and that's the word of the day. The word of the day for today is trouble. Trouble is spelled T-R-O-U-B-L-E. The definition of trouble is difficulty or problems. So now I will attempt to use trouble in a sentence. Donald Trump is in a lot of trouble. Hopefully I use that in a sentence correctly. So again, if you like the content, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, because like I say, YouTube will not share my videos unless you do so. It's very important that you do it if you like my videos. Other than that, I have a Patreon now, so if you want to donate to my Patreon, anywhere between $3 to $10 a month would be really helpful. I really appreciate it, because it helps the channel grow massively. Anything that you're willing to give is going to go right back into the channel. So it would be very much appreciated. If you can't afford it, it's fine. I love you anyways. Like and subscribe to the channel. A subscription and liking the channel and commenting really helps a lot. So anything else? Yes. The last thing I want to say is I have a George Floyd documentary. My George Floyd documentary discusses the system that allowed George Floyd to be murdered, how much progress we made so far in the last year, if any, and just how much further we have to go for justice to actually be achieved. So it's my best work. So if you like this video or any other video I've ever made in the past, you're gonna love this. So yeah, check that out. It's gonna be on the end screen. Other than that, I appreciate y'all watching. I'm this. Peace.
Well, I've been stacking up. Nah, really that ain't accurate, cause I just spent my whole damn advance in the past couple months just to compensate for times we ain't have enough. Ooh.